Hello everyone, welcome back to the darkest corner of the internet. If you have ever lived in a college hostel, or if you are planning to join one soon, then listen to these 5 stories very carefully. These are real Reddit stories from students who stayed in hostels, boys and girls, thinking they were safe among friends and routine. But something else was living with them, something that waited until the lights went out. Tonight we are going inside those narrow corridors, shared rooms, common bathrooms, and old staircases where students thought they were alone. For these stories, many students requested room changes, some left the hostel forever, and some still sleep with the lights on even years later. Story number 1, the girl who slept above me. My name is Naya. I was in the girls' hostel of a college in Chandigarh. I had the lower bunk in room 304. My roommate was a very quiet girl named Ria, who studied late and slept early. Every night around 2 a.m. I used to hear someone climbing the ladder to the upper bunk. The bed would creak loudly. Then I would hear soft whispering and crying from above. I thought Ria was having nightmares. One night I got fed up and said loudly, "Ria, please stop making noise. I need to sleep." There was no answer. I switched on the light. Ria was not in the room. Had gone home for the weekend 2 days earlier, but the upper bunk was still moving, as if someone was lying there and crying softly. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I asked the warden about Ria. She told me Ria had left the college 3 months ago after her previous roommate committed suicide on the upper bunk. Story number 2, the bathroom that had 2 doors. This happened to Aryan, a boy in a boys' hostel in Pune. His room had an attached bathroom. One night at 3 a.m. he went to the bathroom to wash his face. When he came out, he was in a completely different room. The fan was different. The beds were arranged differently. Posters on the wall were of bands he had never heard of. He panicked and opened the bathroom door again. This time he came back to his own room. He told his friends the next day. One senior laughed and said, "That bathroom has 2 doors. One opens to our world, the other opens to 2018. The student who died in your room that year still uses it sometimes." Story number 3, the roll call that never ended. In a government college hostel in Uttar Pradesh, every night at 10 p.m. the warden does roll call. One night the warden was on leave, so the senior students did the roll call. When they reached room 47, they called out Rahul Sharma. A voice from inside answered clearly, "Present, sir." But room 47 had been locked for 6 months because the student Rahul Sharma had died by suicide. The seniors opened the room with a spare key. It was completely empty, but the attendance register showed present written in fresh ink next to Rahul's name. Story number 4, the Wi-Fi that connected to the dead. A girl named Pooja in a Delhi University hostel always complained that her Wi-Fi was very slow at night. One night she checked the connected devices on her phone. There were 3 devices connected: her phone, her laptop, and a device named Rowan's iPhone. Rowan was her best friend who died in a bike accident 2 months ago. She had attended his funeral herself. She immediately switched off the Wi-Fi. The next morning she saw a new message on her Instagram from Rowan's account. "Why did you disconnect me last night? I just wanted to talk." Story number 5, the last night in room 13. This is the scariest story of the night. Kabir was a final year student staying in room 13 of the old hostel block. On his last night in the hostel before moving out, he was packing his bags. At 2:30 a.m. he heard knocking on the door. He opened it. No one was there. He closed the door and continued packing. The knocking started again, but this time from inside the cupboard. He slowly opened the cupboard. Inside was a boy sitting with his head down, wearing the same t-shirt Kabir was wearing. The boy looked up. It was Kabir himself, but his eyes were completely white. The duplicate smiled and said, "You're leaving tomorrow, but I have to stay here forever. Can I borrow your body for 1 night?" Kabir ran out screaming. The next morning the warden found him sitting outside the room, completely silent. He never spoke about what happened that night. He left the college the same day and never returned. So these were the 5 true scary stories from college hostels at night. Which one scared you the most? Write the number in the comments, -1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. If you have ever stayed in a college hostel and experienced something strange at night, please share your story below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next nightmare. And if you are staying in a hostel right now, check your cupboard tonight. Check under your bed and never answer if someone knocks from inside. Good night and sleep well if you can.